So everybody, President Biden wants to raise the top income tax rate to help finance his legislative agenda. Some states have proposed new state stimulus checks for their residents. Now thank you so much for being here, everybody. I truly appreciate your amazing support. In this video, we will be discussing the latest news surrounding your stimulus checks. And if you folks support the fourth stimulus payment, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
Today, Vice President, I'd like to lay out our plan for June to continue, our successful fight against the pandemic as we approach the July 4th date. In just 4 months, thanks to the American people, we've made incredible progress in getting people vaccinated quickly, efficiently, and equitably. Nearly 170 million Americans of every party, every background, every walk of life have stepped up, rolled up their sleeves, and gotten the shot. 52% of adults are now fully, including 75% of all seniors.
So senators in North Carolina have approved a bill that would give unemployed residents $800 or $1,500 as an incentive after securing a new job. A House bill serves as an act to reemploy the state's workforce by providing bonuses for accepting reemployment aid and requiring individuals to respond to employer requests and administrative changes to the unemployment insurance tax laws. To dish out the funds, the state would seek approval from the U.S. Department of Labor to use funds appropriated by Congress for the federal unemployment compensation program to provide a signing bonus for unemployed claimants who accept reemployment. The back-to-work bonus would vary and be payable as follows: a $1,500 bonus for accepting reemployment on or before June 1st, and an $800 bonus for accepting reemployment on or before July 1st. However, there would be no bonus paid for accepting reemployment after September 6, 2021. And now the governor of Maryland just announced that the state would join 24 other Republican-led states, whose governors have decided to end enhanced unemployment benefits. The move, which takes effect on July 3rd, will end the $300 supplement weekly payment that some out-of-work residents have been receiving under the federal pandemic unemployment compensation program. Governor Hogan's decisions will end unemployment insurance checks at 26 weeks, and Democrats said Hogan's decision will harm working families. Democratic Senate President Bill Ferguson said in a statement, "There have been many thoughtful decisions made by Governor Hogan during the crisis, and this is not one of them. This rash and rushed decision will hurt Marylanders, who have been hit hardest during the crisis, having lost jobs through no fault of their own." What are your thoughts on this, everybody? Should the unemployment benefits come to an end? Leave a comment down below, folks, saying yes or no. In his remarks on the economy, President Biden responded to states canceling the pandemic jobless benefits and reaffirmed the guidelines for receiving federal unemployment insurance. Biden said, "We're going to make it clear that anyone collecting unemployment who is offered a suitable job must take the job or lose their unemployment benefits, and that's the law." President Biden wants to raise the top income tax rate for wealthy households to 39.6%, and that's to help finance his legislative agenda. According to a budget proposal issued Friday by the Treasury Department, that top rate would apply to single individuals with taxable income of more than $452,000, and married couples filing a joint return with incomes over $509,000. It would also apply to heads of households with income exceeding $481,000, and married individuals filing separate tax returns with incomes over $254,000. According to this proposal, 39.6% top rate would kick in during the 2022 tax year, and that means it would apply to tax returns filed in 2023. Congress would still need to pass legislation enacting a policy, which is not assured. Biden's proposal is one of several measures aimed at raising taxes on households earning more than $400,000 a year. The tax revenue would help finance initiatives in the American Families Plan to expand the social safety net, including funding for 4 additional years of free schooling, heavily subsidized childcare for middle-class families, and federal paid family leave and expanded child tax credits. With a $75.7 billion budget surplus, California Governor Gavin Newsom recently proposed a second round of stimulus checks for Californians. In the announcement cited a need to support low-income Californians and people facing financial burdens because of the crisis. The additional round of stimulus checks is part of the proposed $100 billion California Comeback Plan, proposed by Newsom last Monday. The plan proposes nearly $12 billion in direct cash payments to those largely affected by the crisis. Early in February, Newsom approved a one-time state stimulus check payment of either $600 or $1,200 to eligible California residents, otherwise known as the Golden State Stimulus. The payments are based on 2020 tax returns filed this year and will be issued after the returns are processed by the state. Time estimates for payments vary based on when an individual filed the tax returns. In Newsom's new California comeback plan, the Golden State Stimulus will be expanded upon to include a second round of stimulus payments of $600. Families with dependents, including undocumented families, may also be eligible for an additional payment of $500. And to be eligible to receive the Golden State Stimulus checks, you must have filed your 2020 taxes and be either a California Earned Income Tax Credit recipient or an individual taxpayer identification number filer who made $75,000 or less in 2020. That's all the news in this video, everybody. If you guys found this video useful and helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like.
The more we raise public consciousness in this country, the better we do and the better our nation does. The issue that I'd like to touch upon today is Social Security, perhaps the most important federal program in existence, a program of enormous consequence to the 59 million seniors, people with disabilities, and children who are beneficiaries. I know you have heard over and over again that Social Security is going broke, that it won't be there for our kids and grandchildren, that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme, that Social Security is contributing to our large deficit and national debt, etc., etc., etc. And you've also heard many Republicans tell us that we need to cut Social Security, raise the retirement age, or maybe even privatize the program. Well, I am happy to tell you that much of what you've heard is simply not true. Despite what many of my Republican colleagues are saying, let's be clear. Social Security is not going broke. Social Security has a $2.8 trillion surplus and, according to the Social Security Administration, can pay out every benefit owed to every eligible American for the next 19 years. That is not a program going broke. Further, Social Security is independently funded by the payroll tax, the 6.2% of your paycheck that you and your employer pay. That means that Social Security does not add one nickel to the deficit. It has its own source of funding. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan that the Republicans forgot to pay for added trillions to the deficit and national debt, not Social Security. Now, the truth is that while we do not have a Social Security crisis today, we do have a retirement crisis, and that is a very serious problem. All over this country, millions of Americans